Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island.
YouTuber.
Dustin, what is going on? You look grotesque right now. Your light on your face, it's like you're uplit like a Frankenstein light. It's not great. You look like you're being held hostage somewhere. Yeah, what is that light that you have on your face?
You may show you in the camera because it's super bright. I might burn out my camera. But I'm trying to get more light on.
Yeah, that's clear. I mean, it does have the appearance of like you're being held hostage and being interrogated. Like you look kind of.
You bring up a good point, Mike. This is
Okay, go ahead.
not the way
Yes.
I wanted to start the show, but hi there, everyone. Welcome to Meltdown Island. Grotesque is harsh, LOL. Thank you, Lauren. I am, though, in a constant grotesque state, I feel, as if I am in a constant survival mode, and I am not enjoying that part of my day any longer. It really is not good or fun.
This is a great intro to the show. This is the best intro to the show that we've ever done.
And that's why I always say, why do we even plan the show?
Sean has a question. Sean has a question.
Why do we plan at all?
I would just like to say, Dustin, I figured you were doing it on purpose for a mood, given the nature of today's content.
Yes, I am. Now that you say that, Sean, I'm doing this as a mood for today's content. I'll work all this out in editing. Hi there. My name's Dustin, and I'm being held captive by conspiracies. Ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. That was, I was hoping in my mind, I don't know why we write the show. Mike, while I was singing, hi, I'm Mike McGettigan. I am co-hosting it. You know what I mean? It's real,
what?
It's
what are you saying right now? I can't even understand you. You're cutting in and out. I can't understand you.
Oh boy. Oh, what have I done?
Anyone else hear an echo?
Is there an echo?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. But I didn't really want to. Oh my.
What, buddy?
Oh my.
Oh, it's working.
Sean, vamp real quick.
There we
Sean,
go.
vamp.
Hi there. Welcome to Meltdown Island, the funniest comedy show that we've ever thought was going to be organized.
What? Is it a Mad Lib? What is going on right now?
Kind of
okay, first thing you have on the running order is to introduce the show. Let's do that.
Great. Hi there. Welcome to Meltdown Island, a show starring my friend Shawn Handlon, myself, with special guest Mike McGettigan.
Okay, you've introduced the people that are in your show. Now, what's the show about?
Well,
what is this show?
Comedy show. It's comedy, and it's based around the things that pop up and catch our interest from the week. And we have then a conversation about that, where we discover either the delicious fruity flavor of the outside of that apple or the rotted core within conspiracies. That's what we're dealing with today.
Oh my god.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so that you're introducing you switched into introducing the topic of the show, right?
I did a little bit of both. I started with the show.
So let's use an example. Let's just use an example real quick. Like let's say the old David Letterman show. Do you remember it?
It's been so long ago, but
okay, how about Conan O'Brien? How about Jimmy Fallon?
Really, Seth Meyers is the only one that I
how about Seth Meyers?
On
What's the very first thing that happens in the Seth Meyers show?
Well, he stole one of my ideas for
that's it. You're right. That's the very first thing that happened in the show. Yep, that's a good answer to my question, which was, what is the very first thing that happens
I've
the
been
show.
trying to drive this narrative and explain how I got beef with Seth Meyers on a personal, creative level. With that said, the first thing that would happen is ba-da-ba-ba-da, it's Dustin and Mike and Shawn's also here, and we're doing a meltdown type of thing. And we took a good job in the city because we're moving on up. See, I forced it. I forced the moving on up.
Yep. I mean, it could have worked, but you lost confidence, though.
I did. I didn't have anywhere to start, Mike.
So yet people are still here, and still there's no intro to the show yet.
I have introduced the show. If you'd like to give more in depth about it,
it's a comedy show.
Yep.
Dot.
Of this week's activities. Do I need more light?
Yeah, you need way more light. Rollo's chiming in the chat. First he says, "Here's are beautiful. Shawn, call mom in the shell. I should stop talk to texting." And then he says, "Already know the blood type of the 4 fires that are in my room, but it's okay. That's a good fire time."
Just a heads up on Rollo. Someone's had arm surgery. I don't know why, but they've gave him what they give people, those hopped up drugs, because he's in pain from surgery. And I think maybe things like fires might be vampires, but ultimately,
that's a pretty good guess. I think that's a pretty good
either
guess.
way. Well, I've been studying Lauren. Lauren, the first commenter, she does one of them gibberish games, where it's like that, fires in my flume, and it's vampires in my room.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I can see it.
So from her, I've sort of picked up the skill. I don't want to call it a skill, but it's definitely a skill that I've picked up. How are you guys? Listen, seriously, Shawn, how are you, bud?
Good, buddy. I'm really good. Hey, I recently tried, which something I never, ever in a million years thought that I would.
You tried something?
Yeah. And it's, I almost feel like it betrays everything I've stood for my whole life.
Right.
The cauliflower crust pizza.
You mentioned that last week, and I completely roasted you on that. Seems like it's maybe getting into your system a little too much and making you forget that you've even talked about it.
No, that's probably the weed.
Oh, okay. Well, I do think the cauliflower is giving you that cauliflower ear and or brain, and making you think you love cauliflower, because you've not
What's
only
wrong
now
with
tried-
cauliflower? What is this? You hate cauliflower, Dustin?
I mean,
I'm not a fan, though.
What's it ever done for me?
Shawn's fine to say he's not a fan of cauliflower, but what is your problem with cauliflower, Dustin?
What's cauliflower?
Okay,
Does it
where
smell
is this?
good?
Where is
No.
this part on the RO? By the way, is this?
It's not, and I don't know why you asked me this question, Mike. Only to turn around and frame me in the lights.
Oh my God, grotesque. Grotesque is accurate, I think.
It is burned into my retinas right now. It's
Yeah,
so
don't look
bright.
into a light. Don't
It's
look
like
into the
I'm-
studio light.
What is it called when you have the
Poltergeist, the
total
film
eclipse of
Poltergeist.
the
Is that what you're
sun?
thinking of?
I wasn't.
Go to the
but
light,
yes,
Carol Ann. Go to the light.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, which was stuck in the TV.
Yeah, Tangina is that character's name. Big fan. She also, I love when she says this house is clean. Also, really great part.
Yeah,
Of that.
great.
You
great
might
part.
remember that from
She
such
was
shows
very
as-
wrong. She was very wrong about that, though. But a
She
great
was
part.
very wrong.
Because we parodied
Because
that.
they didn't move the bodies. They moved the headstones, but they didn't move the
They
bodies.
did not move the bodies exactly.
Yeah, you think that's the first thing you do is move the body. Now that we've covered that, I would like to. Oh my God.
Wow, good
Overpromise
job,
and
Dustin,
under deliver
keeping
is
us
a
on
thing of the
task.
past.
Well, Lauren's saying cauliflower is the best. Just saying. All right. Cauliflower Illuminati. Don't move a naughty. So maybe I'm incorrect about one thing in my life. I'm willing to open up. I'm just not willing to try it.
Okay.
Woot, melt, frown. I'm bland. My favorite flow. I hope you're doing well, Rollo.
I think he is. He's using text to speech. He's having a great time. He's probably in the bath right now.
Oh, remember when he takes baths and sent us photos during the show? That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this week, have you guys gotten what they call the coronavirus vaccine?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to my two buddies who are on the show with me.
Didn't we talk about this last week? Yes, I got my first shot. I got the Moderna.
I have since gotten my first shot as well.
Nice.
Okay. This is where I don't do well in life. I don't take care of myself. Isn't that weird? It's something about that survival mode that I'm in. And there's part of that survival mode that says, you don't deserve it. You don't, you know what I mean? It's like you did this to yourself. You be last.
You don't deserve to get the vaccine, even though it's going to be opened up to everyone?
What this is you've always told me to try to be open and you wanted to get to know me more. And so this is me actually trying to. And I know how it sounds. I know that it's like, oh, poor Dustin. Oh, you do deserve it. Let's all stop feeling sorry. It's not that I feel sorry for myself. It's that I don't even feel as if I'm whatever, citizen. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm third class. Let's just say I'm third or fourth class.
Okay, so why do you feel that way then?
Because of my constant survival mode that I'm in, because of my head trauma.
So, but you're putting yourself below everyone else in the country because of that?
Hey,
because of survival mode? I don't think I understand.
Teresa, but yeah,
I mean,
I do in that.
Okay, I mean it's nice that you're putting your needs below those of other people that are more vulnerable. However, it is also something that's not. It's not a selfish thing to get vaccinated. It's something that's for the good of the community. It's something that's for the good of the wider area that you live in, because we all need to get vaccinated.
I wouldn't even go outside of the house. And here's the thing is, a couple weeks ago, Jill went and got her first one, and she left right before our show and just walked up, got the shot, done, gone, boom, did it. And I was like, oh,
Jill doesn't watch the show?
Don't believe me. Only 6 to 8 people. I mean, 2 of them are me. So only about 2 people. I'd like to be vaccinated. Don't get me wrong. I do not want to be a casualty of the.
So what about that microchip that they put in you when they vaccinate you?
Now you're into conspiracy land,
Oh,
Mike.
what? Look at what happened. The conversation wound up back at conspiracies.
Because the longer it takes to get it, part of me's like, well, maybe we should just wait it out and see if people start growing antennas. Thank you, Shawn.
Yep. Thank you, Shawn.
So now that we've covered that part of the thing, I feel like I'm not deserving of the head drum. News grunts would be about next.
What a good transition. That was just, gave me plenty of time to be ready to transition.
Here we go. We're about to transfer. Hey, you guys. Are you guys like me and you feel like life's...
The video didn't play. What do you know?
It's all right. Because we're still in transition to it.
No, you hate all the videos.
You guys like
anyway,
me
so it's
and...
fine.
haven't got the vaccine and feel like maybe there's a reason behind everything? Welcome to News Grunts. No, oh no, hope
News
I don't
Grunts.
fall.
Nobody can hear you because there's music going. Okay.
Hi, welcome to News Grunts. This is the part of the show where we show you the headlines of today and yesterday, and then we grunt at them and move forward because there's too much news to spend too much time on anything today. Mike, if you will, in your beautiful, rich, honey of an announcer voice, give us our first grunts.
Biden set to announce he's moving deadline for all U.S. adults to be eligible for COVID vaccine to April 19th.
Oh. Does that mean they're going to come get me?
Yes, Dustin, they're going to come get you. Are we going to the next one here? Next? Okay.
Next grunt.
Which direction is it? I am a representative in Congress, not a monk, and certainly not a criminal. Representative Matt Gaetz defended himself against allegations of sexual misconduct and sex trafficking.
Certainly not an evangelical Christian either.
Is that a cave person grunt that you just did? Is that a grunt noise? How is this segment going to be news grunts if I'm, me and Shawn are the only ones grunting, and then you just talk through a grunt? My name is Matt Gaetz, and I'm an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
Is that how you want to run this? We each say a sentence with our grunt now?
It is. We be sad. What is it when you're being sad? When you're doing,
sad?
What
Sunshiny?
No.
What?
When you're being sarcastic, is it we sarcastically grunt and say, "Oh, I'm gonna get," I think that's hilarious.
So, okay, well, this segment has changed again, I guess. But Shawn didn't grunt for this one yet, I don't think.
I was grunting.
Oh, okay, good.
And they were legit grunts too. I just think this guy's garbage.
He is such a garbage person.
He's just gross. He's really gross.
Mitch McConnell reminded of Citizens United backing after warning to CEOs. After warning to CEOs. So he warned, okay. My name is Mitch McConnell, and I'm an idiot. Ooh.
You better look out, businesses, for bacon Georgia through.
The Amazon rainforest now emits more greenhouse gases than it absorbs. Climate change and deforestation have transformed the ecosystem into a net source of planet-warming gases instead of a carbon sink. We're all gonna die.
It's no good.
Nope.
Yeah, this is the first study of its kind. There are people up until now assumed that it was just taking in more carbon dioxide, and to a certain degree, that is still slightly true. There are areas that don't, but overall, it still absorbs slightly more carbon dioxide than it emits. But this was the first time that looked at all of the greenhouse gases that are sourced from there, and with all of them combined, it's a net emitter of greenhouse gases. It's bad. It's bad.
We grew up with the threat of nuclear annihilation hanging over our heads, and then it shifted to overpopulation, and then it shifted to climate change. It's like, man,
this is just another.
I guess probably all time periods in history have dealt with something like this in one way or another, whether manufactured or real. For the Romans, maybe it was like a barbarian threat or something, and maybe for other cultures it was like something even manufactured, like the end of the world, the end is nigh, some crazy guy with a sign or something. But
I remember those guys.
It's real unfortunate to be self-aware enough as a culture to see the science condemn you. It's really unfortunate. to have the power to see it and then also to know it's coming. And yeah, not great.
It's not grapes. Can dog eat grapes?
Can dogs eat grapes? A veterinarian explains how the common fruit could be fatal for your dog. Ugh.
Nah.
Southern Living magazine.
They poop. Come on, look at me, I'm a dog. I can't eat grapes.
Look at me, I'm a dog. I can't eat grapes. The
I
U.S.
think
leads.
that's an important story
I don't. Yeah,
because I didn't know grapes was bad for dogs.
I think it's.
And
I didn't know that either. But
I think
mean, we're all
my
going to
friends
die from
out there
climate
with
change.
dogs should look deeper into this
Well, here's the thing: is
before they give them dog. Before
do
you give
you
them
consider
grapes.
grapes people food or nature?
Those are the only two choices. Why not like an airplane or a tuna fish too? Why not just throw in
dog shit people food is ultimately where I
People
was cornering
food.
you into the corner.
like humans can eat an omnivorous diet. Dogs were mainly carnivorous, right? They use a little bit of vegetation to kind of pad their diets, just like cats do.
And aren't grapes? No, that's wine.
That's wine. What? Aren't
You know,
grapes what they make beer out of? Is
sour.
that what you're gonna say? How did the "no, that's wine" come about in your head? What was that?
'Cause aren't they like soured or something?
What, the grapes for the wine?
I clearly cannot get the words out of my head today. I'm sorry.
Maybe it's that really super bright light that's making you look like you're a prisoner. Gee, I wonder why I'm having trouble today. And you're like,
I can see 12. Read me the next grunt.
C12. C12? That's a hit. C13? That's a hit too. C14? Sank my destroyer.
Gosh. Bingo!
Destroyers
How about
have
my
3,
joke?
right?
Did you hear my bingo joke? I yelled it.
That was a really good bingo joke. I don't think I've ever heard a better bingo joke, honestly.
Come on,
Shawn
next
and I were dying over here. We were laughing
No.
really hard about the bingo joke.
Sean's a cynic.
It
Moving
makes me
forward.
want to commit. It makes me want to change careers.
The U.S. leads the way. The U.S. leads the way in citywide fossil fuel bans.
Which
That's San
one?
Francisco.
And you might think, good for the USA, right? But what it really is sad for the rest of the world because we've only got 35. Only 35 cities have banned, have taken steps to ban, and this is like gas hookups for houses.
Hmm.
And only 35 cities have stepped up in new construction. So there's obviously current.
Yeah, there's a huge gap
grandfather
there.
ban.
Yep.
But this is banning for new construction fossil fuel, the use of fossil fuels. And the 35 that have done it have seen the wrath of energy companies, lawsuits and all sorts of stuff where it's like you can't do that. The construction industry is like, no,
Yeah.
you can't. We're not going to do that. People just don't understand that
right, hear me out.
these are small steps that have to be taken now.
Yeah.
Hear me out on
Yeah,
a big
exactly.
step. This might be one of those big ideas that change the game. I don't know. But remember when we had that ozone scare back in the 80s with the everybody hairspray? What is it? We go down to that South Pole. Less humans, less dangers, and we make a hole in the ozone.
Oh, that's a great
and
idea.
We then hold on, Mike.
Okay.
hold on.
Okay. All right. It's going to get better for sure, right? All right.
Well, that's yes. I would somehow have a flying vacuum cleaner and
Somehow.
or fan I know it sounds crazy.
This is from
but
Spaceballs.
So did talking on the internet back in the day. Okay.
No, this is
I know
this is
it sounds
Dustin's
crazy.
Dustin's an ideasman, and he's saying this stuff because a scientist might be watching, and if that scientist is watching, they're gonna listen to Dustin's idea and they're gonna build it to see if it works, and when it works, Dustin's gonna be famous.
It's not about fame, Mike. It's about
It's not.
my art.
It's
Being
not.
loved.
And it's about
Yeah, you're
being
right,
able
Shawn.
to
You
live
are right,
and
actually.
not survival mode 24/7. What, Shawn? What was your joke?
Wasn't it?
Whoa! It wasn't really a joke. It wasn't as funny as your bingo joke. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I've given up jokes.
Shawn doesn't do jokes anymore.
It's so.
I was just guessing what you were. I was guessing the end of your sentence.
Which was?
I guessed incorrectly, as it turns out. But I was just.
It's a better ending for the sentence, though.
Let me hear the better ending. I don't even know what the sentence is.
I don't remember either. Let's get the next one.
We do a fan that blows out the CO2 into space. Or we suck in some space air, put another hole at the other end, and maybe it does its own vacuum. It's a vacuum, right? Isn't space itself a vacuum?
You know that the Earth is surrounded by a thing called an atmosphere, and that if you suck the air out of Earth, we all die because there's no air.
But I'm not talking about all the air, just, some
just
of
a
it.
little bit.
A little bit.
So what kind of
Because it
air do you
keeps
think is up
producing-
near the top, or do you want to just suck the whole thing out? Blow it
That's
into
a good
space.
point. Where is carbon dioxide sit?
So carbon dioxide's isn't that, but it's all mixed in a certain percentage when you're near the surface of the Earth, and it's the perfect percentage for living creatures down here to breathe, right? But
Yeah.
I think what Dustin is describing is basically what we're betting on right now, that the technology will be developed to be able to scrub the CO2 out of the air.
hold on, though. I mean, I'm thinking what Dustin is saying is that he wants to blast the CO2 out into space through the bottom of the Earth. Or, top, depending on your perspective. I mean, Antarctica, right?
Into a big vacuum cleaner like the Mega Maid in Spaceballs.
Yeah,
okay.
I think exactly.
Okay, so this is a Spaceballs idea. It's not really a Dustin idea. So when the scientist watches this and builds the machine, he's going to have to credit Spaceballs and not Dustin.
Oh, could you imagine? May the Schwartz be with you? Be on the thing on the side of the vacuum. Next one.
Next one. Wow. Okay. Ideasman. How Inuit avoid falling through the thinning Arctic ice. The Arctic is melting, making it dangerous to take snowmobiles on the ice highways Inuits use to get around. A new sled-based ice measuring system helps make travel safer.
What kind of system?
I'm finding that all my grunts are pretty much very similar to each other.
Yeah.
What
were you saying now, Dustin, before you grunted?
Sled-based ice measuring system. That's what Dustin was asking. What kind of measuring system? A sled-based ice measuring system.
So the sled that is behind the snowmobile, it's detecting the thickness of the ice, and it'll warn the driver if the ice gets too thin, so they don't fall in.
Jeez,
But what if
a
they're
terrible
ahead?
thing to have
What
to
if
worry
then
about.
the thing just goes, oops, we're too far already because it's just done.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's dragging the sled.
Yeah.
So,
but I got to imagine that the sled is
snowmobile
detecting
can go
it
into
like
the water
way in time. I mean, it's got to be like way. I mean, it'll say it's dangerous at 3 inches. It's going to go off at like 5 or 8 inches or something like that, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
They'll give them time to stop. I don't think they're that dumb. One thing I will mention about this specific thing, the news thing, looks very nice. The way it's shared with the picture and the text and everything. If you can get all of your news from Planet Possible, that would be great.
I don't know if that's planet possible.
Wow,
That would be the
good
perfect
one.
world.
Hey, Shawn, are you really grunting in Morse code, as Adam Fuller says?
I'm trying to send a message with my grunts for sure.
Ooh.
Oh, but as long
McConnell-
as we're talking about Adam
go ahead.
Fuller, he has verified that grapes are mega toxic to dogs.
Oh, wow.
Don't do it. And that's something like if I was eating grapes in front of a dog, I previous to this, I wouldn't have thought twice. Yeah, go ahead, have a grape. Huh?
No, I'd have been like
I'm doing
this.
a good thing for
You
you.
can't have one. Dangle,
Yeah,
dangle.
now that's that.
Dangle, dangle.
Oh boy.
McConnell warns businesses of serious consequences after many condemn Georgia's restrictive voting law. Serious consequences.
What you gonna do, Mitch McConnell?
But I guess the news story that we saw earlier is actually after this one. So he makes the warning, and then I guess they came back at him and were like, "Oh, remember, they're people. They have freedom of speech."
I've been found out,
Okay.
Mike. See, I went back in the past and grabbed one, and now
I should have
see?
run it in reverse order then, I guess.
No, it's my fault. Remember, I told you how I should only grab from recent headlines, and it's like, ugh, this is another
missing
one.
FBI agent Robert Levison is at center of Matt Gates' case. Matt Gates' case.
Missing. Where's he
Missing
missing
FBI
at?
agent. I don't understand the story though. Is it in reference to the person that he claimed was blackmailing him or something, or?
No, it sounds like missing FBI agent Robert Bloppity Boop is at
Robert Levinson.
Oh, I see. Because I can't read it because there's a caveman's head in the way.
I just read it though. You did hear me, right?
But it's
Missing FBI agent Robert Levinson is at center of Matt Gates' case.
And you're saying this FBI agent might have got some info. Then that FBI agent was like, "Ooh, I can get some money from you." And then
No.
the real FBI stepped in and was like, we looking into this shit. And then all of a sudden, Matt Gates is like, "Oh, I'm in trouble." But now the guy who was like, "Ooh," he's missing.
I don't think that's what the story is, but I think maybe just move on.
I don't know. I feel like I'm making a point here. Oh, Dustin is echoing for sure. I think we're having some sound issues. How loud are your speakers today? What, Mike?
They're very quiet right now.
They're very quiet, he said.
And I turned down my mic volume as well.
Okay.
A dangerous COVID-19 variant has spread to all 50 U.S. states. Experts worry it could send cases surging, which they already are surging, right?
And they can surge even more?
I guess.
There's been some surge.
Oh, boy.
That was a borderline sexy, Shawn.
Border, way on the borderline.
And that's it. But special news grunts shout out to a friend of the show, Adam Fuller.
Yep. Happy birthday, Adam.
Happy birthday
happy
week, birthday, Adam.
Birthday to you, happy birthday. Hey, to you, happy birthday, dear Adam Fuller. Happy birthday to you.
All right.
And many more, and many more. I want you to have many more birthdays in store for you down the road. All right, come on. finally getting going though.
I mean, I wasn't like trying to end your segment there, but
It's all right. You can end the segment there
okay.
because now it's time for a new part of the show, Mike.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it is. This part of the show, so you guys know I've been doing some research into that conspiracy fella, Q. You may know him as Q, the letter.
Now, by research,
Q.
do you mean you watched the HBO documentary?
That's exactly what I mean.
That's not really research. That's watching a television program.
Well, you got to sometimes, I learned everything I know about the history of England and a lot of the Europe stuff from TV.
Yeah.
And it's
But
a
when you say
very good
research, it's
source
usually
for
like you get
information.
more than one source, is what I would say, right?
I guess. But it's a oh, did I tell you this? It's a documentary.
Yeah.
Even so.
Even
So they have like other
exactly.
people talking in it. It's not like just hi, my name's James Earl Jones.
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 Yeah, James
and
Earl
I'm
Jones.
reading
That's...
you a story. You didn't start even trying to say a name. I don't know them.
What about Ken Burns?
Hi, I'm Ken Burns. Welcome to my story about the world's war of...
I don't know. I don't know if you know
America.
what's going
Civil
on right
War.
now. But anyways, this is about conspiracies versus psychological warfare, I think is what you typed in the running order.
First
So
of all-
conspiracies versus, it's phycological warfare. Is that like phytoplankton or something? Or
No, psychological warfare. So
Okay.
in episode 5 of my research, they talk about...
so basically, is psychological warfare basically what I do to you every show?
Yes. It's what I do.
It's what you do. Yeah.
From what what they said, it's about somebody doing or saying something, and then there being a confirmation of that. Much like the little fella in the movie, he gets that cue in his room.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen this documentary I'm talking about?
Frederick Brennan.
Oh, yes.
His name is Frederick Brennan.
Frederick's his name. Yes. So your boy, he gets a cue in his thing, and then he takes a picture with the cue. Then all of a sudden, guess what, Shawn? He is the proof. That's the proof that Q is real. Then somebody else says, oh, I've seen this or I've done this. And then Trump says, I hear a lot of people saying. And then none of it's real true, but everybody believes it's true, much like what happened on January 6th when we almost had an upheaval of basically history or our democracy. January 6th. So all of that stuff, all of that repeating of things, him going on, if we don't win, then it was stolen. Come on. Then they report on that. Then somebody else, then your buddies all talk about it. Then your YouTubers do their own breakdowns of it. And then people study them YouTubers. And then they go to their dinner parties at Christmas in November and start hollering about, well, I've heard from this and this. I've heard from 2 proofs. So I'm double proofed up. And I'm ready to show for the gun show. You know what I mean? And then they go and they try to flex their muscles because they have all this proof, but really it's not. It's fake. It's actual fake news. So this conspiracy that there's fake news and everybody's against Trump was really psychological warfare against the citizens of the United States. Why do you both look so surprised or concerned right now?
I'm just following what you're talking about. I mean, for once, you're actually talking for a little while and,
Making sense.
Actually,
Yeah, we're just listening.
So then I go, well, what's a real conspiracy? if that's not a conspiracy, what aliens? But that could be ultimately psychological warfare again, because they could use it for their power. So what's something that was proof that this happened, but somebody stepped in the way and made it, and it was light bulbs. Light bulbs was the first thing. And it goes all the way back before World War One, 1900, whenever the light bulb by Edison was made, and it lasts only 8 hours. That's it. And then it burnt out because it's got a filament. Now they got better at making these filaments. They got better to make them a vacuum. Oh, and there's no air in there. Then they got all the way up to making them last for like 3 years or something. And people started getting nervous. People started going, oh, our light bulb industry. And then they all meet up. What's that? Whirlpool, not Whirlpool, but General Electric. Japan's General Electric.
General Electric.
Germany's General Electric. They all get together and they go, all right, we gotta stop this, or we ain't gonna be able to, we're gonna sell a forever light bulb. Ain't nobody else gonna want light bulbs anymore.
You're talking about planned obsolescence, right?
That's it. Planned obsolescence.
Well,
Shawn has something to say.
I mean, the next part of the story is that General Electric, they got together with all of their competitors from around the world, and they agreed amongst themselves that they would not make a bulb that lasts longer than 1,000 hours.
And if you do, you get fined for it.
Yeah.
Now who's the socialist, people? I don't know. There's my head is making me confused.
Don't get
which
that.
is causing a lot of anger and lashing out. Either way, I didn't mean to lash out.
So planned obsolescence, that's the thing that kind of started with the whole GE. Like that was one of the things that kind of, I mean, it was in its infancy at that point.
Yes,
right?
because
With
there's
light
a
bulbs.
bulb that they made right before the obsolescence, and it's still burning today. It's still on today. It's at a low wattage,
burning
just
is
a
kinda
night light,
accurate,
and it's in a firehouse. They got a camera on it to see the exact moment it goes off or it ends. And this thing's over 100 years old, this light bulb. And just what upsets me is they make things not last as long because they want to make profit. But if they would just make that thing and make it amazing, they can invent, or something else can come along to make everybody's lives better.
Well,
And
doesn't
that's where I start getting
planned
upset.
obsolescence feed exactly into the entire thesis of what capitalism is all about, right? I mean, planned obsolescence creates a system or helps reinforce a system that's based on the constant growth of the economy. You have to be constantly growing, or else your economy is in recession or depression. And that's a failure state. Like that's not allowed to be in an economy that's functioning properly, according to economists. But it's all based on artificial and constant growth. It's like a bacteria in a dish. It runs out of space, it uses up its food, and it drowns in its own shit. And that's what capitalism is.
Speaking of capitalism and taxes, how come Nike and all these other companies are not paying taxes? It's so upsetting.
It's
I feel like we
absurd.
should go and remember, if you found this on the internet, but there's groups of people and they're carrying out the CEO or the man at the board, and they're the head of the company, and they have him on his chair because he ain't leaving his chair, and they pick his ass up and they take him outside because he's robbing us. It's wrong that they're not paying taxes, especially when they have 400% profit. I don't know.
Rollo says
But
it sounds like the
democracy is
plot to
not
Picard
working.
Season 2's teaser.
listen, that's getting us distracted because ultimately we need to revolt. Oops, I watched that cue. Now I'm talking about revolting for the other reason, though. I'm going after the rich.
Not for the bad reason, but for a good reason.
Yes, Mike.
I mean,
Shawn,
the thing that's
look
ironic
concerned.
is I think a lot of those Trumpers actually, if it was presented properly, we would all be on the same side. You know, they don't really care as much as you might think about whether Dr. Seuss has stopped publication of a book or whatever
They think he was
stupid
canceled.
thing.
But
right?
he wasn't canceled.
I mean, the thing that everybody
business
connects
decision.
with is this, that corporations are in control of this country, and it's a
Yep.
runaway plutocracy, right?
Yep, plutocracy.
I mean, corporations are, for the most part, they're in charge of the whole Western world, really.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty
Because
much.
corporations aren't people.
But I mean, has it ever been different? Has it ever been different in the entire history of the Earth? Has there ever been a time in society that was purely like balanced between the power and the people? I mean, have we ever gotten to a point where it's been in a good state?
I think the Sparta.
The Spartans? Really? No. At least one of the three of us would have died being left on a roof overnight as an infant.
I tell you, yes.
That's not a good society example, I don't think.
Nope. Let's see. I don't think so. Maybe on some island somewhere.
Adam Fuller says, wait a second, are we the baddies? Yeah, we are.
What were we the baddies for?
That's a Mitchell and Webb look sketch.
Oh.
Check that show out, Dustin. You need to get your reference levels up. Stop being in survival mode. Watch Mitchell and Webb look.
Ooh, burn on me.
I think Sean's about to add something interesting.
I've been waiting.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Mitch album, something like that.
I do. I love the Mitchell and Webb book.
Yeah, it's a good show.
What did you
But I feel like we've gotten off topic.
Well, we was on
a little bit.
corporations
Is that
and then I got
possible?
taxes.
Is that possible?
I don't know.
Yes,
I mean, I find it hard to
very
believe,
possible.
but
It's very possible because what we're doing is we're going down rabbit holes, Shawn. We're going down the old conspiracy lane. Is a ba-doop-a-dop-a-dee-ba-dee. You know what I mean?
there are a lot of real conspiracies that have been proven and are very well documented, and a lot of them committed on the public by the government or by corporations.
And that's the stuff we should be upset about, not what they're like. If we knew what these corporations have been doing to us over the years, I think we would then go, "Oh, you all been doing that? Oh, well, I'm Mick Jagger now, and you can't get no citizenship as people. Like they're people, but they're not people. They don't pay taxes. I don't know. I got lost in my own little impression."
You did. You often do. It's okay.
But if we knew what they were doing, if we knew the real conspiracies and not the psychological warfare that they do against us, thank you, Shawn, over there, then we would probably rise up. Rise up, my friend.
So the problem is masking psychological warfare as a conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Is that the thesis of this section?
I think it's turned out. I think we've discovered that together. Yes, I think that
what
has been betrayed.
Hey, don't tell me what I discovered. I have no idea.
Well, you helped. You helped. No, I'm giving you credit. You get it, Mike, even if you want it or not.
I have no idea. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I have no idea what we discovered here today.
No one's proving anything. I think we've discovered our thesis.
Our thesis statement is conspiracies are masked as psychological warfare. I mean, that is... we have 10 minutes left in the show.
No, the idea is there are real conspiracies out there, and
Yeah.
most of them
Yes.
are done by corporations in order to
And government.
make more money off of the citizens. And so,
To make
okay, the
more
government,
money? I don't necessarily. I think it's maybe about power and control and scientific research that's in moral gray and black areas. You know what I mean?
well, you're getting into government conspiracies, and if you'd like to talk about one,
Same with
but we haven't
corporations. I
discussed-
mean,
here's the thing: is we haven't discussed any government conspiracies, so I don't
I
necessarily
mentioned
want
government. I mean, you're acting like this is like out of left field, but I was talking about government conspiracies earlier.
In what way? I mean, like what way?
We got 10 minutes left in the show.
Okay. But in what way were because I remember I mentioned aliens and I thought
That
That
is,
could
is
be
that a
government
government
thing.
conspiracy or is that a corporate conspiracy?
or is that psychological warfare?
Or is it real? Yeah, who knows?
Because what happened on January 6th became a real event from the internet. So it came from this conspiracy land where things aren't necessarily real because I'm just typing on the thing and then I go back to my real life. But it evolved from the internet and almost destroyed our democracy and what we've built for 300 something years. And all of a sudden, corporations, as we found out, as I told you, if that's psychological warfare that happened to us, what else has been? What's real conspiracies? Light bulbs, bop, bop, bop. But then, so my thing is what other government stuff is there? Because I don't necessarily even know about it. I mean, JFK, right? We're talking that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, JFK's never been proven, and there's a lot of people that are very adamant that it's not a conspiracy, but I definitely personally have my thoughts about that. But I would say that
9/11?
just off the top of my head, MK Ultra, which is the government, it's probably one of the most widely
That's a real
discussed
one.
conspiracy theories, where they experimented on American citizens with LSD and even caused people to commit suicide and
Yep.
really, really, really messed up
Charlie
a lot of people's
Manson-
lives.
Charlie Manson
The
came out of
Tuskegee
that.
experiment, where they
Yep.
where they gave disease to black airmen and to see what happened. Project Mockingbird that was discovered in the 70s. That they only discovered it because they broke into government FBI offices. Citizens just broke into FBI offices
And that's what I'm
stole filing cabinets full of paperwork. I mean, that's nuts. That's crazy to think. And they wheel them out.
That is
and
crazy.
and then on top of that, they go through all the stuff and they find out in Project Mockingbird that it was all about disinformation and it was all about integrating the CIA or the FBI into all of the news media and giving them certain powers to control it. And then there was Senate hearings about it, and then it just went away. Just like a lot of these conspiracies that pop up. I mean,
But
there's
I
so
believe-
many conspiracies that the U.S. government has committed that are proven that are. And there's stacks of paperwork. I mean, how about installing the Shah in Iran? I mean, that's like wow, is that messed up? Or how many coups we backed in South America? I mean, those are all conspiracies too.
Okay, so are they conspiracy? Okay. See, at the time, they were probably psychological warfare, and then they turned around and it was just conspiracy.
Can't something be both?
I don't know, Mike.
You
trying
said
to
that
come
that
up with
was
a
our
thesis.
thesis statement.
We're trying to create a statement. So, I think that it's a lot about greed, money, and maybe that's because I don't have any. But ultimately, we would like Dustin to get rich. Great. Saved by roses and thorns.
Yeah, I have it muted on the thing so they can't hear you. They can hear you talking, but the music is still playing.
Oh, good.
You've heard the music enough. You know what it sounds like.
Yes, I do.
Whoa,
Welcome
look
to
at Sean's
Roses and
camera.
Thorns.
Crazy.
Hey,
Wow. That is
I would like to first give a
amazing.
rose to Shawn for making, I don't know, his debut or his unveiling of being an alien, because that was crazy. I just can't sing. Thank you, CK. They can hear the music, so that is a confirmation. And
Yes, they
now,
can, Dustin.
but ultimately, maybe he's just saying what you were saying, and then it's psychological warfare, and the music's not there. Until I watch it back, I won't know. I
No,
hope that
you
clarifies what
won't
we've been
know.
talking about.
No, doesn't clarify much as far as I can tell.
That's our show because that's what we do. I give us a rose for being a comedy show, even in this moment. Even right now, it's funny. Like, what's going on? These zany, wacky knuckleheads. We're like the Three Stooges of the inner streams.
I think it's kind of a dangerous area if you start telling people that you're funny.
I'm not.
Then you're going to have to just be funny all the time.
I mean,
right?
I already
and also
am.
that's
I can't
your
help
opinion.
Myself.
No one
like
really cares too much about that you find yourself funny. It really doesn't impact.
Here's the thing.
In the way you might think.
I know what funny is. I have a master's degree, Mike, from
Do
the
you?
Second City.
Oh, you do? Oh, I know thousands of people that have that then. Huh?
That said Masters of Improv Comedy, brother.
Does it? Let's see it.
No funny.
Go grab it. You should have it framed on the wall. It's that important.
I should,
it's a master's.
But I live in a war zone. Don't even have a kitchen.
Is Jill attacking you with weapons and stuff, or?
No, she's not. No. I don't know. No. Why would you say that? Hi there, everyone. Welcome to Roses and Thorns.
Sounds like a response of somebody that's being attacked with weapons regularly would get.
Yep, I was trying to do a conspiracy. That was what today's show was about, and I just used it in a sentence, and I give myself a rose.
Wow.
Well, what's your?
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a thorn, and I'm going to give you a thorn for the intro. I'm going to give you a thorn for what is the show about. I'm going to give you a thorn for introducing the segments. I'm going to give you a rose for your the time that you were just talking until you said, "Are you guys okay?" I mean, that's what's supposed to. This is your show, so you're supposed to talk and stuff. This is like the whole thing. And I thought you were doing a nice job there. You were talking about and explaining the documentary and stuff. So that's what the people they like that, Dustin. They like to see you explaining things as it is. So that and yeah, I guess that's it. That's all my roses and thorns for today.
That was a lot of thorns. That's a lot. The ratio between.
I know you can take it. That's why I'm giving them to you.
5-1, really.
Mm-hmm. Keep working at it.
I'll try. Hey, Shawn, how are you doing, buddy?
Why do you go to Shawn when his camera goes off?
It's called magic, Mike. It's the magic of Dusty Wood. Hi there, Shawn Handlon. I know you don't have many thorns.
I'll give you a thorn for not letting me get the roses and thorns.
How did I not do that?
Because every time I tried to talk, you would start saying something again. So I'll give you a rose though for your enthusiasm.
Oh yeah, I'm going to second that rose. I'm going to add to that.
It is unbridled. It's infectious. Mike, I give a rose to your commanding presence. It's a great counter to Dustin's enthusiasm.
So
a rose to both of you guys for that. It really makes a very fun dynamic.
We're like a yin and a yang, and you're like the circle in the middle, Shawn.
I'm like the guy who gets to sit and watch it all happen, which is.
I want to give myself a thorn real quick for not giving Shawn any roses. I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, I would give you a thorn for that too. I was real surprised. I was like, "That's it." Not thinking of others much, are we? Go ahead, Shawn.
And I have to give a thorn to the unclear thesis statement for the conspiracy segment. I wasn't sure what we were trying to prove, or
me either.
If we did, and that's the part that hurts the most. I don't know that we.
Funny.
I don't know that we solved it.
The most because my thorn to you just happened, which is the judging of the show and not being in the moment, like needing some sort of clarification without necessarily adding to that clarification or giving your filtered POV rather than, what do they call it? Passive aggressively asking a question that makes someone psychologically look insane by like a psychological warfare tactic.
Hey, what time is it, Dustin?
Time to go. I'd like to give a thorn to that too. Don't put.
I want to give myself a rose for
You're putting
asking
baby
you
in
a
a corner.
question that caused psychological warfare, just like you were talking about.
It's been on my mind. I don't know what to tell you. Rose for Dustin for persevering through patronization. Thank you. Persevering through patronizing.
Patronization.
Thank you. Thank you.
Which could mean that you're being patronized too? Or that you have
patrons. I call
patrons.
my patrons at Patreon, I call the ones that give me $1. Or no, I call the people who are giving me money my patronizers, because I thought that was a funny way of trying to be in on the joke.
All right, Dustin, roses and thorns, real quick. We got to head out. I got to go teach. I got to go do a class.
Some invisible class that he's made of.
Some invisible class. Wow. Yep. Nothing happens unless Dustin can see it. Look up solipsism. Look up solipsism after the show, Dustin.
Oh, solips I won't-sism. I'd like to thank
I figured you wouldn't.
Commenting people raining down roses on Dustin. It's raining, Dustin. Hallelujah. It's raining roses all over Dustin's body. Thank you so much for coming to the show and watching us and spending your valuable time. Maybe you're washing dishes, or maybe you're driving, or maybe you're eating dinner, or maybe you're just waiting for a bus. Either way, I'd like to thank you for being in this moment with us, and apologize for my buddies here for making it rough for you.
You know, it's always a great show that ends with an apology. You know, we've been ending the show previously. I want Dustin to get rich, as we all say it together, because we want Dustin to get rich. Just like, you know, this hat. Look at this nice logo on here.
We're gonna have merch.
That's merch. The hats are $50, and they come with a free copy of Dustin's latest album.
CK
and
is
this
washing
really
dishes.
lovely logo. This lovely logo. If you can, it's blurry.
It does kind of look like my face. That's the sad thing is.
Look at that. That's hand stitched by a computer.
It's nice.
By a computer. Yeah.
There's no human would go, oh, there it is.
And $50, free copy of Dustin's album, which, you know, you don't have to take it if you don't want to. You can have just
you don't have to listen to it, Mike's saying. Thanks, Mike.
But Dustin, here's where I'm going to ask you. This is your choice going forward right now. Do we say, I want Dustin to get rich, or do we just leave that in the past and never do it again? It's up to you, Dustin. You got 5 seconds to decide.
I want Dustin to get worked on YouTube. Yeah, I think there's something we gotta all say together.
What is it we're
saying?
Yeah.
Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no whammies is what we're saying now?
Maybe, I think so. That's what just came out of my mouth, so it must be a thing. Oh.
So now at the end of the show, we're all going to say big money, no whammies? And that's it?
You're not circling back likes down.
I think I'm gonna vote no on that. If I get a vote, I'm gonna vote no. I'll do it.
I don't know that
I'll do it if the majority wants to do it, but I'm gonna vote no.
Well, I'm into it.
I vote
You're into it, Shawn? Rich. Okay. Then we're doing it. If Dustin, you still want to do this? Yeah.
Dustin, you're the deciding vote.
I know that both of you guys thought that my little speech to the peeps right there maybe was missing the mark, but people have already said, I'm washing dishes. Tom Schultz just said, I just got home from driving 4 hours. I was driving so I'm just in touch with the people, I guess
I guess that's just a burn. I guess you just burned me.
I say now.
I just got burned, I think. Yeah.
Sick burn.
Boy.
I burned you guys?
I look like a real idiot right now, I think.
Nobody wants that. I don't want
I'm
you to look
sorry,
like an idiot,
everyone.
buddy.
I'm
I don't want
sorry,
you to look like
everyone.
an idiot. It's
I'm sorry for
okay.
looking like a complete idiot.
Shawn, you're Sweden? Shawn is Sweden. You mean he doesn't stand up for people when they're being attacked by Mike?
What? I was just making fun of myself for looking like an idiot. So,
And I don't want that, Mike. I don't want that pumpkin butt.
um,
I'm just happy when it's not about me.
Shawn, how often do I pick on you on the show?
I was gonna give you a rose, Shawn, but
What?
yeah, but we gotta cut
Really?
it. We gotta all say a phrase.
Oh, we got to end. Okay, I'll never know what it was.
Stand up.
So
What? So what do we
big
say?
money, no whammies.
Big money, no whammies.
and corporations aren't.
Why even
people.
mention the whammies though? Why even bring up the whammies? It's like it's asking for whammies, kind of.
No whammies.
No whammies.
No whammies.
No car accidents. No.
Yeah, no car accidents. Where did that come from?
I know, right? God, there's people driving. I think that we should say
No stabbings.
every week, "Hey, everybody!"
No
and as
accidental
we like
stabbings.
to always say, 1, 2, 3.
Big
Corporations
money,
aren't people.
no accidental stabbings.
I think corporations aren't people. I think that would make me happy
Okay.
because it'll be the
What we're
kind of
gonna
thing that we
say, what? Corporations aren't people is what we're gonna all say together to close this show out. This show is about corporations. What? I mean, hey, Dustin, this week, I swear, just take 15 minutes and just think about what is this show about.
It's comedy
I mean, think about it.
with a message.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. Corporations aren't
Corporations
people.
Yep. Oh, here we go, everyone. Like we say every week, always keep it in your mind. 1, 2, 3. Corporations
money, no
aren't
whammies.
people. Big money, no whammies. Woo!
Wow. I want Shawn to get rich, and I want myself to get rich. That's what I'm going to throw out there.
Oh my God. And Dustin too.
Nope.
Why not me?
Nope. You said you
I
didn't
want
want that.
Dustin
You
to get
wanted
rich,
corporations aren't people from now on. I'm
Welcome
throwing
to
this
the
out
No
for me and
Niche
Shawn
Show.
because I care about us.
We're a
You
comedy
want?
show
I'm giving you what you want. Giving you what you
where
want.
we try to have not a niche, but yet to make monies.
What is that
Have a good
supposed to?
week.
That's a slant rhyme. What?
Hey there, kids. Don't forget, stay in school. Unless school is at home, then don't leave your house. Also, don't do drugs. And always remember, 1, 2, 3.
Corporations aren't
Our
people.
people.
They
Big
are
money,
people
no
or they
way.
aren't people.
Are not people.
They're
Are
not.
Let's say the whole are not then, because
Yeah, that's a
really,
great. Just say are not to really drive it home.
Reindeer.
Here we go.
Just real quick before we say,
Corporations. Well,
I just
no,
want to say
okay.
I'm giving a thorn to this entire part of the show
Nose.
because I will probably forget next time. So I'm giving a big thorn to this whole part of the show.
If you guys didn't try to put the show in so much of a box, we would.
Oh yeah, we're really limiting you. Oh yeah, that's the problem with this show is that Shawn and I are just putting you in a tiny box that never let you say anything.
I
God.
want Dustin to get big money, no whammies.
I want Shawn to get rich. I want me to get rich, and corporations are not people.
I want us all to get rich.
Rich. Meltdown Island.